Good evening, everyone. I look great. Just been busy here. Got home, got to leave out again. So we're going ahead and we're going to teach this today about copyright violations. It is not limited to um, music and or video. So let's turn your attention here. Hopefully, you guys could zoom in like that. Okay, we're going to zoom it in. This is an educational video, by the way. Right there. And I really hate that. Okay. Right there. This pause. This thing zooms up a little too fast. That might be good right there. Let's see. Let's go ahead and back it up a little bit. Right there. Oh, this thing goes really dang quick. Right there might be good. Turn this around. Okay. Copyright violation. I was notified, and this is not against the person or that, a guy by the name of Carpetbagger. What happened is he received a strike. It wasn't for video. Well, it was, but not what you think. It wasn't for music, but what he did is he walked into a museum or some type of gate enclosure and he recorded it, artifacts or whatever the museum had, and he got a copyright strike. And he said in his community tab that, oh well, it's my video on that. They don't own it. It's not a copyright. And after I put something on his community tab, he immediately, I told him, well, yes, they can do that. That is a copyright strike. He erased the community thing. Now, as many people know, I got a accounting and business law degree. Not to brag, I won all my tickets and I won all my lawsuits. Copyright, it's been about 13 years since I've taken it. So you want to consult an attorney that is going to be the attorney that specializes in copyright. It's definitely going to be more better and expert than me. But today we are going to talk about this very legitimately, very basic, without getting too much into the details. Well, I'm going to get a little bit of details, but I'm talking about I'm not going to go too much in depth because there's a lot to copyright and it could be very tricky. So, first of all, we're going to label some of the stuff. You have things like you got your music, your videos, which definitely is, hopefully they could see that. Let me show off the light, huh? Okay. Hopefully they could see it now. Let me put this on. Hold on a minute. I got to get a holder. Hopefully that bring it up. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Anyway, what other copyrights do you have? You got your logos, like your thumbnails. You have things like, let me see if I get a little bigger marker here. You got things like Bucky's gas station, where years ago there was another gas station using their yellow circle, and they filed a copyright thing against them, and I guess they agreed out of court that they'll stay in separate states. So you got the logos, you got like maybe restaurant lookalikes. If you Google up McDonald's and Nicky D's, there's this owner that decided to make his restaurant look like McDonald's, but instead of saying McDonald's, it says Nicky D's, and they filed a lawsuit. So it could be like, they ain't gonna work. It could be like, restaurant lookalikes. That ain't working. Oh man, for Christmas I need to get some more of these dang things. They dry out quick. Anyway, I would call it like restaurants, buildings that are copyrighted. You got like your McDonald's, your Wendy's, Magic Kingdom, all that. Structural. Other copyrights is like certain tones, like your NBC tones, like doon, 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 PlayStation, room, all that stuff. That stuff is copyright. You got pictures. Like your swimsuit stuff, Playboy, whatever, whatnot. That's a little tricky. And today we're going to talk about the main one. What people don't know is it's just not limited to pictures and stuff like that. We're going to explain it. And this shit don't even clean off. Well, this sucks. Hold on a minute. I think what it is I bought 2 boards here. Well, I bought a board, and unfortunately, what happened was I didn't know I had another one. Let me come in here and grab something. Okay, yeah, go in here and grab something. Probably should have used the other board. I don't know. Is this dry erase? This is, but I don't know about the others. They say it is, but these days you don't know. Okay, I'm gonna clean this off. So, anyway. Ugh. Okay, the biggest one we're going to talk about today, why you got a copyright strike, is walking into arenas and walking into museums. Here's the trick. Anything that got a fence, as you see here, I hate this shit, really. Clean it off. Okay, anything that has a gate, a fence around it, with inside stuff like statues, stuff. Okay, building. You got a building. Maybe this is outside a fence. Maybe an arena or something like that. And of course, when you walk in there, that's copyrighted all inside there. Now it's going to say if you pay money, it's definitely copyrighted. If you don't, I was going to say it's not, but actually it is because the way things are set up now. Anytime you walk in here, it is copyright through here. The answer is no, you cannot post it on the internet as a commercial thing. I mean, it's one of the things you want to do. It's kind of like a 2-prong system. And we're going to write the prongs up here. Is the best way I could describe it. Okay. You have the first prong is, are you allowed to use the camera? And are you not allowed to use it? And before I forget, and continue on here, I want to tell people, do not go inside of a prison. Do not go inside of like a Navy base, Army base. Do not go in there and record stuff and then put on your fair use commercial. You will probably end up going to jail. If you watch one of my videos, I stayed away from the penitentiary there in Terry Hall. So there's laws on that. Do not ever do that. But I'm going to explain this. Second prong is you have personal use. Actually, we'll do this. and you got commercial use. I forgot how to spell it. Commercial use. Probably the third part of the prong is fair use. So here's how it works. You got to be very careful. Let me show you something. Like when he walks in here, let me see here. I'm going to show you one of those videos. So if you see the moose, this is a Country Bear Jamboree. They say, yeah, take all the pictures you want. That's fine. Take all the video you want. That's great. But that doesn't mean you could just go up and make money off of it. You have to, usually you got to read the rules and you got to ask them. So in that thing, like Universal Studios, when I went 10 years ago, they tell you at Universal Studios, you could take all the pictures you want. That's fine. If it goes on YouTube, we sue. That means that it will be allowed. The second prong is for personal use. That means that it's for your own library. Maybe you and your family sits down and watches it. That's fine. But just because it's allowed doesn't mean it's commercial use. It could be fair use under both. And I'm going to explain that in a minute. So if they allow it, if they say, yes, you could put the whole thing on there and that's fine, then you can legally do it. You put on everything. That's not what this carpetbagger did. He walked in there, I guess, and he filmed it all, didn't ask or read the rules, and then he put the whole thing on video. Can't do that. However, if they allow it and they say don't commercial use it, you could still do what's called fair use. You could show a little bit of clips and stuff. That's fine to make a little bit of money. That's fair use, especially if you criticize it. Because years ago, a woman went inside of a rodeo. As far as I know, you're not supposed to bring cameras in there, and they filed a copyright claim against her. She filed a lawsuit because it was fair use. She was showing that the animals were getting shocked. So that's fair use. Again, in that situation, the cameras weren't allowed. They don't want commercial use. But she used it for a purpose. So, if it's allowed, does not mean you could put it on YouTube, make money. You could do anything for personal use. Now let's talk about not allowed like I did. If it's not allowed, and you sneak it in there, use it for personal use, that's fine. That's your own library inside your house, okay? If it's not allowed, now remember, in a lot of places and states, and I can't keep up with everything, it is legal to bring a camera in there. It's just their rules, except for the jail system, government, Navy bases, Army bases, stuff like that. So if it's not allowed, if you sneak it in, and you can use it for personal use, but you can't do commercial use, put it on YouTube, make money on it. They could sue you for that. Fair use. If it's not allowed, like I said, fair use, you brought it in there, you probably say, hey, I'm waiting here, you showed a little bit of clips, that's fine. Remember, the main thing is the gate or a building. And it doesn't have to have video in it. It could be artifacts and stuff. If you watch my stuff, like the arena I went to, I don't record the whole game. I don't record half of it or even record. I just show certain clips. That's fine. I think the arena and that in Orlando says you can't have commercial equipment. As far as I know, they have to tell you it can't be commercial use. That you got to check with their attorney. But anyway, the main thing is, I was going to say originally if you pay money, but it don't matter. You walk into these gates with all these artifacts, statues, film. By the way, recording a movie is illegal too. You'll get arrested. You might do a little bit of clips. I don't record any of the movies. I might do like the trailers a little bit, just a very little is fine. But like I said, I never heard of this carpetbagger guy, but after reviewing his video on that, he's probably going to get either a lawsuit or his channel taken down, depending on the company and the museum. The best and safest way to do it is you always want to go in and ask. You always want to ask the permission, check the rules. And you can see my dirty teeth here. Actually, they're clean. So let's back this up. Oh, why the hell? Okay, so that might do it. Anyway, what you want to do is you always want to check the scene. Now, this is not an entertaining video. This is educational. So again, you got the gates, the fence, and the building. Rodeos, movie theaters, plays, arenas, rodeos, I think I said, museums. And that's what he's doing, because after I sat there and said something about that, he immediately took the community post down. You owning that camera, and if it's your film, does not make a difference. And like I said, when I went to Universal Studios years ago, they tell you take all you want. If it goes on YouTube, we sue. So you got to be very careful. Best thing to do is just show little clips just to be safe. But what this carpetbagger does and everyone else, well, not everyone else, some other people I saw, they record the whole thing. Even 50% of it is copyright. Okay, you could only use certain clips for certain things or criticism or news or something like that. That's fine. Arcades is another one. Like I said, you want to read the rules and you want to ask them. Because if they file a copyright claim, kaboom. And a lot of people think that they couldn't do that. Yes, they can. Walking inside that building is copyrighted. So, with that said, this is a very basic thing. Sometimes the judge has to step in and make a determination on certain things. So, like I said, somebody asked me this question. It was a really great question. The thing is, well, it's my film. That doesn't go. You can't do that. It doesn't work that way. The biggest thing I want to talk about is 15 years ago, I think it was 20, when this internet stuff first came out. This was what was going on. If you remember this. If you look at that, as bad of a drawer as I am, that is a line. LimeWire. People were downloading stuff. Now, doing it for your own personal library is fine, but if you do too much, even for your personal library, they could sue you. And people that were, I don't know if LimeWire is still around, but if you're using LimeWire and you're downloading all these songs in that, guess what? They could file a lawsuit, copyright lawsuit against you. A little bit's fine. But just like the screen recording stuff that like I got on my phone, a little bit's fine, but you can't do too much. And that's what a lot of people are getting away with. And as of right now, I think the reason why they filed against this carpetbagger guy is he's actually destroying their business. It's like, why do I want to go there when he shows everything? Doesn't make any sense, you know. And I'm sure what's going to happen later on is businesses are going to start cracking down on him and other people doing that. But I was a little bit appalled by his videos, simply because he's just in there recording hours of footage. He was recording every little thing. You cannot do that unless you ask permission or they, give you some certain type of rules. But remember, it's a two-pronged system. If it's allowed, you can do it for personal use. If it's allowed, you can only do it for commercial use if they allow it. You could always do fair use. A little bit. If they don't allow it, if you sneak it in there, personal use is fine. A little bit, okay? The only thing they could do is kick you out, except for a movie theater and stuff like that. Fair use, you walk in there, you want to show them like animals being abused or they're very little bit, fine, even though they don't allow it. Commercial use, again, a very little bit, criticism, educational, or something like that. So, with that said, I'm gonna have to get a whiteboard stand. I meant to get one. I just been busy and I forgot. But what he did is he immediately erased the community tab after I said something. A lot of these people think, here's what this guy looks like. Right there. I never heard of him. I don't watch his videos. I watched a couple here and there, as you can see with the red line. And like I said, it's just going to be time before a company gets pissed off or finds out about it. And what's going to happen is, depending on the company, he's either going to face lawsuits or cease to cease the stop it letters. I think it's called cease and desist. Or they're going to file copyright on him. So he's already got a copyright strike or two for doing that stuff. He's making money off museums that paid tons of money to get these artifacts in there. They're charging people to walk in and look at it, and he's just walking in there with this film. And yeah, someone told me about this, and there was another one where they kicked him out. Like I said, I don't watch his videos. People ask me about this because these are legal situations and legal stuff. So with that said, I think I kind of basically went through stuff. The best thing to do is you want to get a hold of an attorney that specializes in this. I'm not the best at it because I'm not going to read every single thing about copyright. It could be a little bit tricky, and sometimes my judgment's a little bit bad if it's copyright or not. So with that said, one more thing I want to add. I've been seeing a lot of logos like a Coyote, a Bugs Bunny, and that used on bars. There was Luigi's and Mario, Super Nintendo used on pizza places. All that's copyright violation unless if they pay them some type of royalty fee or something like that. So with that said, if anyone has any questions, they could go ahead and leave a comment and stuff. I'm getting ready to head out here a little bit. I got to go out of state. I've just been busy. I'm behind in a lot of stuff, but that's good because it keeps me moving around. But other than that, I'll probably start heading out east here in a couple of days. I got to fix my solar generators. I have a humongous one I'm trying to build a transformer for. It's a 48 volt. Hopefully I get this arcade room up, straighten up a little bit better. And I'm hoping to get a stand for that. So I got to get thicker markers too. Because like I said, I haven't tested this stuff yet and how well it looks on video. And I got my new mic too. So time only will make me perfect. Other than that, anything with arcades, I think they're coming out with Ghostbusters next here on Numbskull. I'll be doing a couple graves here in a couple days, and then I'll be floating out of state here. So with that said, I hope everyone has a good night. Hopefully this will teach you about copyright violation. Very basic. Number one rule. You want to read the rules, and the best defense is ask them if you can use it for commercial. Use very limited pictures or video. And examples, like I said, watch my basketball games. I show very little bit of videos with some highlights. Kind of like the news. They show some highlights. That's fine. But they don't show the entire game. And that's what the carpetbagger's doing and some other people. And with that said, I'm going to go ahead and take off. Everyone have a wonderful night.